Hello, everyone. So, if by some chance you've been watching this channel, you probably know that I have a decent amount of battery operated trains that all run on the same gauge of track, which of course is Thomas Trackmaster, Wooden Track, and old Thomas Trackmaster. So we got the newer track, the old track, and the wood track. All these trains here, with the exception of two, all run on all the track that you see here. There's only two trains up here that can't run on these track, and I don't have the track out for them, but we will talk about them. I just want to do this as a quick overview of all the engines that are currently in my collection. And I thought maybe, if you're one of the few people that watch my channel, you might find it interesting to learn a little bit about what's here and what some of the stuff is that hasn't shown up in videos yet, because I'm pretty sure there's at least one or two that haven't really been used much in videos. So we're going to start by looking at the two that don't run on these tracks, because they're not going to get seen much in videos, just because the one I don't have all the track for it, and the other one of the track pieces broke. It's still usable. You just only to make the track work, you gotta glue it back together. But the train works. So back here is we have just a regular diesel train. Uh, this is the one that has a broken piece of track but still works. This one is part of that train, but we're not going to go over all the rolling stock. We're just going to talk about the engines. This one over here is an old Hot Wheels train, and its track, a lot of its track pieces are missing. In fact, I don't have all its track pieces anymore, but I believe this train still works. So we're going to set it down on the table and make sure. Oh yeah, that's something I always forget with this train, is you have to hook it up to its passenger car, I think, to get its power. So you hook this into there, and then this gets powered up, and then it drives off. It's also remote control, but I don't know whatever happened to the battery. So it's a very old Hot Wheels train. It's from like way back. That's like ancient childhood stuff right there. But that's beside the point. The rest of the stuff up here, we're going to go through now. So back here is the stuff that runs on wooden track, which again, all of these are the same gauge aside from the first two that I showed you. So they're all compatible with each other's track. But let's start up here. So what we got here is, I forget the brand of some of them. Most of them are Brio, but there's a couple I can't remember the brand of. And this is like a turbine style train. It's got forward, reverse, and stop. So we can run it down the track a little bit here. And it's got this little tender thing that goes on the back, and a light. In fact, a lot of the ones that run on wooden track have working lights, which I think is awesome. And some of them have sounds. This one has sounds. I don't know if it whistles, but it makes little sounds every now and then. Okay, stop that train. Even makes a braking sound when you shut it off. Okay, so we're going to leave that one right there because we just talked about it. Back here we have a green Brio train. This one also has forward, reverse, and stop. So if we want, we can do a quick little run of that over here. There it is. And if we want to go back and reverse, hit reverse. Now, not all the ones for wood track have reverse, but most of them do. There's only like, I think, one of those that doesn't have a reverse button or a reverse switch. And that would be this one over here. And I believe it's because it's like some random generic brand. It's not official Brio, it's not Thomas or anything. Of course, the Thomas ones none of those have a reverse for some reason, which you would think Mattel would add a reverse to those, but whatever. And see, this one runs just like that. Wait a second. Yeah, but this one don't have a... Wait, does it reverse? No, it doesn't. I'm going to shut that off then. And then we have from a brand called Happy or something like that. This also has a forward, reverse, and has a light. That's one I really like. This one I can't remember the brand name, but it's similar to the others. Forward, reverse, and stop. And yeah, most of these all have lights. All the ones I just showed you, except this one. I don't think this one has a light, but the other ones all have lights. This as well has a light, forward, reverse. It's more diesel focused train. And this one is really slow in comparison to the other ones for wood track. Like, I'm not sure. I mean, this is Brio, and most of the Brio trains, while slow for obvious reasons, because, you know, they have to be safe, they're not as slow as that one. Like, that one is very, very slow, and I don't understand. It could be maybe the batteries that are in it, because the other ones aren't too bad. Now, this is the Mighty Red. This is another Brio train, and it has a few settings here. So you got freewheel mode, which is something most battery-operated trains don't have. You have, if we turn it on, you got to switch out of freewheel mode, which puts it in the brake. You can go in reverse. It does these. Reverse lights, sounds, stop, forward. And it has a little trigger on the bottom that does something when it's activated. Okay. And obviously it also has the lights. I'm going to put that back in freewheel mode now. Like, I can show you that, most of the Brio ones, actually, let's put it back in powered mode. Obviously, again, they're slow, but they're faster than that particular Brio one. I don't know why. Oh, this one got a little stuck. But yeah, and you can see that because these trains all run on the same types of track. I have these things called Train Lab track adapters that allow trains to go across. But we can talk about them another time. Different types of track. You can see there's a box full of track on the floor down there that hasn't been used. And then there's a bunch of Thomas ones up here, and there's some play rail or plow rail stuff. So for plow rail or play rail, I have one working Thomas, and it's not that one. I believe it's the one over here that works. That's old plow rail or play rail. And the rest of the play rail stuff does not work. Like, this is another battery powered engine from them that just doesn't work, unfortunately. I tried doing batteries and everything, it just don't work. Would be nice if it did, but at least it's compatible with Thomas Trackmaster because they're basically the same thing. Now, something you might notice here is I have these four passenger cars. That's because I have two motorized Kenjis. One doesn't have batteries in it, but it can if I wanted to, and the other obviously has batteries. Now, the reason for that, well, there's a few reasons for that, but the main one is I wanted more passenger cars to make a longer passenger train, right? And the other reason is I accidentally bought two of them. So, actually, that's the main reason I bought two by accident. And then you can have him drive on off there. He can come around here, and we're going to pick him up when he comes across the bridge. Okay, let's come back here and make a quick rundown of the other ones. We got All Engines Go Percy, All Engines Go Emily. We got Kevin, Diesel, Talking Diesel specifically. We'll take a quicker look at him. And you can see he talks.
Hello.
Oh, there he goes.
Hey, where are you going?
I'm on my way to the castle.
Yeah, you can see the talking Muddy Thomas, talking Diesel, and talking Gordon. They all talk to each other, which I think is neat. You got James over here. We got Carly the crane. The crane piece comes off. Thomas, Percy, Nia from All Engines Go, and then we got All Engines Go Diesel, All Engines Go Muddy Thomas, Kenji. So I actually have three Kenjis if you count the one that's from All Engines Go. And then we have regular Thomas from All Engines Go. And then the weird thing is, I actually have two Thomases like this, but I had to buy a second one because the first one magically disappeared after I did a little train show at a group that an organization that I have contacts with was doing. And after that day, the train disappeared, as well as the wagon. And the wagon I can't get a replacement for, but I got a replacement for the engine, so that's okay. Sometimes I rant about how I lost that wagon. It's a little cargo wagon that the cargo falls out of, but yeah, we don't need to go into that rant right now. So what you see up here is, yeah, obviously there's a few non-powered stuff up here, but for the most part, this is my entire collection of battery-powered trains. I do have other trains that are powered by like electric stuff, HO scale and that, but I don't use them. I'm more into the battery-powered stuff now. It's just more easy for me to reconfigure as I see fit without having to mess around with the more complicated stuff. And I don't want to run the risk of, say, breaking a fancy model train. So I just run this stuff. But I do like to collect some of the, HO scale type trains. But I don't really like to run them. I like them, they look nice. And I might get a new track for them someday to run them. But probably not anytime soon. Because, well, these are just more affordable for me and easier to run. But I still like all types of toy trains. It don't have to be battery operated. It don't have to be electric operated. It could be remote control. It could be anything. It could just be a little Hot Wheels train. I have a few like little die-cast Hot Wheels trains that run on Hot Wheels track. I don't know where they are, but they're not powered or anything. But they're still really cool. All right, thanks for checking this out. That's all I wanted to say, and look forward to more videos with these trains driving around. Most recently, I did videos of them driving around my Hot Wheels city, but since I put that away, we have this new layout here to work with. So yeah, thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you commenting on another video. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that we have Henry. I forgot about Henry. Yeah, he's motorized as well. All right, bye. See you, bro.